Well, it started off like any other afternoon in Mumbai inside a studio called the RA Studio, where one man had called for auditions for a web series, and a group of children between the ages of 10 and 15 had showed up for those auditions. Now, the parents were asked to wait outside, and about 1:30 in the afternoon, they realized that none of the children were coming out and none of them were answering their phones. That's when they called the police. The police arrived and found that the doors were locked and everybody was inside, and there were some children gesturing from the windows asking for help. What followed was a 3 hour hostage crisis. The police actually cordoned off the area. The man inside, later identified as Rohit Arya, began recording live videos. He said that he wasn't a terrorist and that he had moral and ethical demands. And he also threatened to set the whole studio on fire with the children inside it if the police didn't listen to him. He was apparently armed with an air gun and chemical substances, and he said he could ignite all of this into flames. Now, the negotiators talked to him for over an hour, and about 3 p.m., while two senior police officers kept him occupied and engaged by negotiating with him, the fire department, a quick response team, and a bomb disposal squad actually cut the grills of the bathroom from the back of the building and climbed into the bathroom. There was brief gunfire. Arya was shot in the chest. He was rushed to the hospital and he was declared dead soon after. All 17 children and two adults who were being held were rescued unarmed. Now, who is this Rohit Arya? According to the police, he is from Pune. And according to Maharashtra Times, he had apparently done some work for the state government. And he was protesting for months because he said the state government owed him 2 crore rupees in dues and he was deeply in debt and he needed that money in order to clear his debts. He had apparently worked on a government cleanliness campaign called Majashala Sundar Shala, so basically cleaning up of schools. He'd even at one point gone on a hunger strike last year. According to the Maharashtra Times and the Navbharat Times, he had accused the government of ignoring his grievances. Then he rented out this studio just days ago, called children on the pretext of auditions, and suggested, this whole preparing this the entire hostage situation. The police are now investigating whether he acted alone or did he have help. Now, his motives, according to the police, appears to be financial frustration. It's possible he was mentally unstable as well, and he had a desperate attempt to draw attention to his grievance against the government. In his final videos, he had actually said that he had no intention to hurt the children, and his protest was against corruption. But the fact remains that he held 17 minors hostage and threatened to blow up the building and created panic across Mumbai. This cannot be justified under any circumstances. Now, we must point out here that the Mumbai police did such an excellent job. The quick response team, the crime branch, the Powai police station all worked together in what the officers described as an extremely delicate rescue mission in recent history. They managed to keep the accused constantly engaged, to block all the exits, to not endanger any of the people around, to coordinate with the fire and medical teams, and finally enter the building and neutralize the threat. The officers, of course, have confirmed that the children were reunited with their families in the evening after they were sent to the hospital all for a checkup. But there are massive questions that remain coming out of this. Obviously, there are questions that the state government should answer about why the dues of this man were not cleared on time and why he felt the need to resort to these measures. But also, in a more real world way, he just rented a studio a few days ago and called people, minors in fact, for an audition with no background checks. Now, in a city of like Mumbai, which is such a hub for production and advertising and web series and all of these other things that happen, how come there is no background checks? There are no oversights at all, for these children auditions and for anyone who's using this kind of underaged talent, and how can parents verify before they send their children for these auditions? I mean, it's a separate argument completely in a different video about children being employed in entertainment and reality shows and things like that, but also for the children who are looking for these roles or parents who are looking to get their children employed in these roles. How do they make sure this thing is not a hoax? Because children are being targeted, like we've said, in digital spaces and online games, but also this sort of fake auditions, talent calls, and workshops seems like a really dangerous thing. And that's really the bigger picture at this point. In India, we have thousands and thousands of unregistered casting studios and studio spaces that operate informally, especially in a city like Mumbai throughout the year. Children are invited through WhatsApp groups, through Instagram posts, word of mouth, with little or no verification. So, this particular case reminds us that there need to be child safety protocols, studio licensing, parental awareness. 17 children were in an extremely dangerous and delicate situation. Thanks to the police and the quick acting, they managed to get them all out safe. It might not always be the case, and we have to be far more careful about how this entire world, online and offline, is being built for our children.